simple when you learn, like when you listen to me speaking about it, but it's simple, but actually no one does it as perfect as me. Yeah, I know, I'm a bit egoistic. Anyway, let's start. Who am I? I'm a veteran player. I play since 2018. I was, when I started out, I played Lancers only, Polish Lancers. I was like, how to say, that's my beginning, and that's how I learned to play Cav a lot. I liked it a lot, winning every Cav fight, I guess, as a pro. I was mentored by legendary Sigismund. You probably don't know him, many of you, but he's a very good strategic commander that I learned a lot from. I'm still, how to say, seeing, how to say, in good light, but he's no longer playing. I won Lord's Tournament winner. I'm Lord's Tournament winner. My team was disqualified, but it was wrongly done. Don't like how to say. Don't look into it. So yeah, and by many players of this mod, I'm considered the best Cav player. So I hope my how to say lecture will be like authoritative, you know, like you will listen to it and think, oh yeah, this guy knows something. Okay, so what we'll be talking about, like I said, we'll be talking about how to win Cav fights. Main thing, the Cav, they have like children and wives at home, so they don't want to run. How to say? They want to fight until they think they will not fight. You know, they will lose. So morale is the most important thing of this how to say Cav fight. It's okay. I'll talk about morale a bit later. Okay. So main type of Cav, we have Heavy Cav, Dragoon, Light Cav, and Lancers. Today I'll probably mostly talk like how to fight like Light Cav Lancers, because that's the most Cav I use like in my games, and because they're the fastest, you can exploit the morale that I'll be talking about in this lecture. Anyway, so how to win a Cav fight? Yeah, so how I said before, morale is the most important thing in this fight, because your units don't fight to the end, they fight until they run away. So the ways Cav gains morale, yes. First, flank secure. If units has the Cav unit has units, their own units, our units behind it on the sides, it gains morale. If a general is nearby, it also gives you a morale boost, and you can also inspire and rally. And when enemy is dying, when you're killing enemies, you gain morale too, and also routing. So that's very important, because you want to have as much morale as possible, because especially Light Cav, it's how to say, it's very easy to it dies too easily, you know, the models. Like unlike Heavy Cav, especially Light Cav dies very easily, and it loses morale very easily. So it's very important. How to lose morale? Well, it's like the same but opposite. Flanks and secure. If like your Cav is getting flanked, it's very important actually. The most important thing of this probably is when your Cav is getting flanked, it loses a lot of morale and it almost gets destroyed every time. If it's 2v1. General aware is dead, yes. If you don't have a general, then an enemy has, well, you're already like how to say, losing on morale. How to less morale if the Cav is like equal, I guess. And ally dying or routing. I made myself this mistake when my friends are dying and I'm trying to help them with my Cav, but my Cav dies too, because a lot of enemies, my friends are routing and morale is shit and the Cav dies too fast. Anyway, let's go on. What Cav hates? What in general, as a Cav player, I played a lot of Cav, and what I learned from myself from many games is that Cav hates slow terrain. If it goes on slow terrain, like mud or forest, it cannot run, it cannot charge, because every Cav have a charge bonus, which when you charge, you get more attack and more damage. And you cannot really charge on those very well in those terrains, slow terrains. And also it's very easy to get caught by infantry or shot by artillery. That's why you always try to avoid slow terrain with a Cav. Being tired, this is very important, which I notice a lot of players don't know. Is that
can I chip in? Can I chip in one small thing?
Yes.
It's not only slow terrain, but also factor going uphill and downhill. Please continue.
I considered entering this too, like going uphill, downhill, but I for some reason didn't enter it. I don't know. Never mind. Yeah, Mr. Rambo, you're right. But being tired, it's very important, because what would happen in many fights is that you run your calf, you run it back, you run it forward again, you charge, and your calf is already winded or tired, and it's already losing like a lot of stats because it's tired, and your calf fights worse, and it means it dies faster, like the models like fights worse, it dies faster, and enemy kills more. So it's always bad to have your calf tired when you want to like engage in like a calf versus calf fight. So as a rule, I don't know if I missed any of the status, but as a rule, you want to fight when you have fresh active, always. As a fresh active, you want to use your calf. When it's winded, it's maybe, depends on the situation. And tired, exhausted, you just, how to say, keep it away and rest it, because it's basically useless on this kind of restless, like this type of status. Okay, let's go next. First, how to move a calf. Okay, everyone sees in game, yes? In game. Napoleon
No,
game.
no,
Everyone's-
you're not in game. No,
Your
you
game
are.
is not sharing.
You need to
Yeah, I think
share the whole screen.
Am I not? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, no, you're streaming.
yes.
Sorry, I'll remake.
It's okay. It's okay. Just making sure with the guy who's recording.
Yes. Okay, now you see the game, right?
It's loading. Yes, there you go.
Okay. Now remember I told you about morale and like flanks secure and everything. So in general in my games, I usually want keep my calf like in this width, you know? It's not too wide, not too like small rows, yes? Because in this way, if you go like this, very wide formation with your calf, it takes a lot of space, and it's very like low ranks, and it's very easy to it fights bad because of the morale, because the ranks are low. I don't know how it works exactly, but you should never do this, because it's basically you will never attack this kind of amount of calf front anyway. So best formation for me is like this. This is how I always do. This formation is sometimes good, is to go between the lines and charge some infantry and go back. But usually this is the formation is the best. Another thing I want to talk about is players usually move their calf together. Like I'll show later in the game, but basically they pick all calf and move them together when going to fights. What's the best is to use each calf individually. Run it individually. I'll show you. For example, it's best if you run your calf individually, because of the one more important thing that people do mistakes is that they usually, when they go attack into the calf, they go into group, like they the calf mix up in the one front line. Remember the rule I talked about the flanking, is that you always want to flank the enemy, not like group up in the front line like this, because you do not gain advantage, and player in the front calf like doesn't, how to say, get skilled faster. Is the most important thing. What you want is to always try to take, how to say, kill or attack the side of the calf that is not attacked. So when you attack the calf, you want to attack like this, and it's even better if like you go behind or the side, not like this, but to the side of the calf. It's very important. It's about the flanking. I'll show you the scenarios of like how to attack the calf later. One more thing is about moving. I don't know how you guys move, but there's like a run button. I usually do double tap. Double tap is the most secure way to make sure your calf running. Why is it important that your calf is running? It's because when you run and then charge, you gain the charge bonus. If it's like slow motion, like moving slow, like walking, it doesn't gain the charge bonus. So less attack, less damage. What else I forgot to say? Yeah, well, I guess for now we'll move to the next point. Yes. So how to move attack? Yeah, I forgot. I remember. So what else I do from my games is, players play with sounds. So when you hear a charge attack, you can hear like from far away. So what I do, I just run up close to the calf, and then click the charge button, because players will be focused on something else and they will not notice, and they'll get charged and their calf dies. That's very good, how to say, a trick. Anyway, let's move on with the lecture. So scenarios that you might end up with, like I'll show you some ways and what you should do. Never get a scenario like when you like set up cav against cav. So in general, if the enemy cav, let's say, not moving and you're here, how do you defeat it? Like imagine every unit here is like equal strength and equal everything. So best way is to go and attack from the flank or even from the back. From the front, you're just going 50-50. It's always, let's say, it's the most riskiest, and like you're not gain any advantage. Even like attacking from the side like this is not good for some reason. I noticed in the games, it's best if you attack like 90 degrees or 180. It's the best. Okay, so let's say you have. Give a moment. Let's say you have 2 cav units, right? So yeah, how do you defeat the enemy? Best way. Let's say this red unit is very good, elite, yes, and you want to defeat with 2 shit cav units. How do you do this? Well, first you want to bait in with first cav like this, and from this side you attack like this, always from the side. Let's say this cav sees that you have 2. So he'll just run away. So what do? You keep this cav further down. You bait in with this one. And this guy, the red guy, will think, "Oh, I can kill this cav. I'll go in." Right? And then with you bait in, and then you go with the another cav. You just flank from the side. That's how you can win. Because if you go together with 2 cav, he might, most of the time, he'll just run away. Okay, we're talking about the flanking, but let's say for flanking, it's very important. To gain flank, you need more units. Basically, you have to have quantity of units, because even if your enemy has like elite cav, is elite cav, 2 units, like medium size, medium like quality, can defeat it. As long as you have more, because you gain the flank bonus. So let's say, let's say enemy house have like 2 cav. So how do you defeat this? You don't go for like 50-50, because like I said, it's not an advantage. So how do you gain advantage? You wait for your cav to come, like another one, or you can also use infantry. Infantry is very good. Why? Because it's especially not any infantry, like square bow infantry. Because it has it doesn't lose models from cav, and also it shoots, so it does damage to you. So having infantry on your side is very good. So what I see some players do is that instead of like baiting the players like this, they go in front, and when you have like infantry line on the side. So best thing is like to fight next to the infantry, because it gives a lot of bonus for you. So, okay, let's say like some other scenario. So how about, let's say, one more thing that people do, which I noticed in the games, is there's like infantry line on the right. Well, I will not be showing like lots of this, but like infantry line on this side on the enemy, and you have like front line. So how do you do this? So instead of like attacking, wait a minute. Okay. So instead of I make more. Okay. Instead of attacking like this, what you should do is always try to flank with 1 cav and attack like this, because this infantry will always like do a lot of damage to your cav. Even though you can charge in, it's still a lot. It's very bad to attack near infantry. That's one more thing. Attacking next to infantry, cav versus cav fights is always bad idea. Mostly because, like I said, it can square, it can shoot you, and models die very fast from cav. And you lose morale. Then if your cav dies, then another loses morale because the unit's routes. So on and so on. So there are many situations of like this where you have to like gain advantage by having more, or finding a way to fight, like find a position where you can gain advantage by having more to flanking enemy, and so on and so on. So I mean, I can explain a lot, but I can show you some scenarios from the games. Oh, actually, I want to show you one more thing. So this is high level trick that like I used to do, but it's how to say, it's how to win against a cav that is how to say, elite unit. Yes. So for example, you want to kill this unit. It's super elite lancers, and you have some shit units. How do you win this? You run in, like baiting him to attack. He will think, okay, I'll attack you. He clicks attack order, but you run away at the same moment, and at the same time, you run with another cav and charge him. So that's the most basic, like bait and attack. Sometimes, like if elite unit charges the flanking attack, flanking cav, you can just run away too, like this, and then you go back with another one. And like this, you bait him because he will lose speed, and he will not have a charge bonus, but you have flanking and the charge bonus. That's how you kill any cav. Also, this is very good into baiting. Why? Because sometimes the cav you want to fight has like infantry next to it, like a front line. So you want to avoid fighting next to it and try baiting it out of it. Okay, let's talk about some scenarios from real games. I didn't have much time to find like replays. Maybe Wolf and Kat will show some replays, and maybe I'll add in. But this is some screenshots I made from a game. I want to see how to say from Polish Lancers perspective. It's not the best example. I'll show you the better one. But let's say we have like we see two Lancers here, 2 Lancers here, and some Austrian line and guns here. So as a Lancer player, what you want to do again is this is just infantry. You don't want to use your light cav especially against infantry. It's useless. What you want to have is Lancers on this side with the general trying to flank as always. Flank. This cav doesn't have like defending infantry that's squareable here. It only has the guns here. Also, they're routing Austrians. So what you want as a Lancer player here, as you see in this situation, is to force a fight over here and kill those guns and the cav. As a player, I can see the situation, but in this game, he didn't do that. Maybe he was too respectful of the Austrian. I don't know. Anyway, that's like one situation where, and there's many situations every game where you can flank, you can force a fight where you win, but you don't do this. You don't set it up. Okay, let's see another game. So this is a few mistakes, like what I said before, is grouping up cav is from Austrians. You see, he doesn't use them individually. I think it's Pope. He doesn't use them individually. He groups them up. Its effectiveness is like very bad doing like this. Another thing, as you see, the Lancers are on the side. So, and the Dragoons, French Dragoons are here. So they want to attack this very much. They have orders to attack. So how should they do this? So the best way is, of course, for Lancers to try and go from the flank. Yes, the quantity may be similar, but Lancers charging from the some Austrian Dragoons on the open field will always win, especially if the Dragoons will take attention from this side. So, but what happened in this game? So later, Lancer just attacked frontally instead of trying to flank from the side, and also you don't see that in this replay. The cav was already by this time wounded, so their effectiveness drops. But if they did this, try to flank around, they would win this cav fight easily because there's no infantry, Austrian infantry, covering them from the retreat. So yeah, it was a lost opportunity because in this game, Lancers didn't kill all Austrians, and Austrians traded almost equally, even though the Imperial had the cav advantages. So anyway, I can't say that there are many more examples that I could show, and even though
5 minutes left.
Yeah, I'm already ending, so I could show you much more examples. Maybe Wolf will show you from other games. I think he wanted to show a replay. But the thing is, but like I said, the same rule applies. Is most people just don't try to flank; they try to frontal attack, which is good. It's to take up their attention on this side, but then you flank with the open side, and you just destroy every cav in your way. That's how you always should do, is flanking around. That's what cav wants, that's what cav loves, is flanking around and charging at full speed. So, I mean, I don't think I could. I wanted to make it longer, maybe more examples, but I had 1 hour to prepare. So I think for this I'll end. So thank you very much. Please clap.
Okay.
I'm clapping, but I can't. I
Clap,
can't
clap,
like
clap, clap.
clap, 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 clap.
Okay,
Okay.
okay,
I clap
wait.
for you, Bagration.